Fresh meat.
This account is about something that happened to me. Something awful. I should also say that it is absolutely vital that you listen to this. You personally, I mean. Please listen till the end. It all started about a year ago. There's not much of a story here, but basically a series of events led to one very unfortunate event. I survived the event, of course, but it left me in a very unpleasant state. I started a new job in a very typical office and had been working there for just a few weeks before being invited to an office party. I was allowed to bring a +1, so I decided to invite one of my best friends, Jack. Most people in the office were married, so the +1 was mainly so that their other halves could come along. But I was still very single and had been so for more years than I'd care to say. I couldn't help but wonder when a nice girl was going to wake up and see I'm a catch. So as I said, I brought my friend Jack to the party. It was a bit boring at first, but eventually the boss made everyone promise to never tell corporate before bringing out several bottles of booze. That's when the party got fun. Dancing, louder music, and out-of-tune singing. I didn't drink much because I prefer watching others get drunk. It just makes me laugh to see a side of people that they usually hide. There were people from a couple of other branches of the company that were located not too far away, so there were a lot of people I didn't know. That's when I saw a girl who I have to describe as the most beautiful person I've ever seen. My heart skipped a beat, and I just had this urge to talk to her. We got on like a house on fire. I'd never connected like that with anyone before. She was very shy, yet when we got to talking, she just opened up. She did talk to other people, but remained shy and barely spoke to them. So I knew that our connection was unique for her too. Even talking to Jack, she seemed shyer than ever, and he's good at bringing anyone out of their shell. In the wake of the party, a few people called in sick. I guess they were just too hungover to get up. Others had headaches and tried their best to focus on work, but I just couldn't concentrate at all. Every chance I got, I was checking my phone under my desk. When there were no messages from her, I freaked out inwardly, wondering if she actually liked me, or if I'd said something wrong for her not to reply. When she had texted me, it was the best feeling. I felt like a teenager again, corny as that sounds. We met up that weekend, and then every weekend for a few weeks. And then we started hanging out more and more, until we shared our first kiss, at the top of a Ferris wheel. Yeah, it was just like a rom-com. Thinking back over the relationship feels like a montage. But the best part of the year had passed, and yet despite our obvious feelings for each other, we hadn't really moved forward in our relationship. We were obviously dating, but we never labeled it. I mean, I would have, but she didn't seem to want to. 2 months ago, that started to make sense after she broke my heart. I was talking to her on the phone, arranging to meet up, and when she said goodbye, she called me Jack by accident. She broke down crying when I asked her about it. She'd been seeing him the whole time, literally since the night we met. Our connection was genuine, but she couldn't resist his charm. We started arguing. I mean, obviously I was furious. I have to admit I was shouting, and a lot more aggressively than I realized at the time. I remember screaming, "Please wake up," and realize how much you're hurting me, and slamming my fist on the table. She ran out of the place, scared of me, after my violent outburst. And then I made the wrong choice. I ran after her. I sprinted out of the place and saw that she'd already crossed the road. I heard a split second of a truck honking its horn before feeling the greatest physical force that's ever hit me. I survived by some miracle, but the accident sent me into a coma. Now here's the really, really important part. The account I just told you was told in first person. That's because it did happen to me. But it also happened to you as well. I know, that doesn't sound like it makes any sense, but allow me to explain. I'm not just someone posting on YouTube that you've never heard of. I'm you. More specifically, I'm your subconscious. You already know this story because you lived it. But you listening to this is actually you reliving the memory of it all. You've been in this coma for about 2 months now. You might think that this is just a YouTube video written by someone else, but none of that is true. None of this is real. The room you're in is just a construct of your mind, as are any people around you. Everything that's happened to you over the last 2 months has just been a dream. Everything you believe happened before that is just a series of memories that you've made up. Because of the crushing heartbreak you went through, you've chosen to become someone else. You've invented a new identity and a new life. So what you think to be your name is not really your name. And everyone you know and think you love is just an invention of your imagination. Even though I'm your subconscious, I'm in the guise of some stranger on the internet. So I can't see all the details of your fictional identity. But it's possible that you've even chosen a different gender or age. But in reality, you are a 32-year-old man and your real name is John Smith. You've probably heard that name in the past. That was just me trying to remind you of your real life. Your friends and family never stop trying to get through to you, but your strong mind is blocking them out. The only way that their attempts to reach you have slipped through are in this video. Here's the gist of what your friends and family are trying to say to you. Please, you need to wake up. We miss you. Please wake up.